We are talking about menu in QML. Menu is important in GUI design where you have a pop-up a window on demand. Whenever you want, you get a pop-up window. And on top of pop-up window, you get buttons where if you click, then it will trigger a callback. So it's a kind of user events. One is hardware event and one is custom event. So custom events can be produced by menu, and whenever you want you get a pop-up. So when we see menu architecture in QML, so menu is kind of a pop-up, the way we are discussing about pop-up, and pop-up is an item. Menu can contain a menu. Menu can contain a menu item. So if I hover over a menu or if I click on a menu, then it brings a pop-up window. And if I hover over a menu item, then nothing happens. I can click on a menu item and it triggers an event followed by a callback function call. So a menu can have a menu. A menu can have menu item. Menu is not clickable. If you hover over a menu, then I mean not clickable in the sense that it doesn't trigger any custom event that can have a callback. So menu can contain menus, and menu can contain menu item. If we click on or hover on a menu, it produces a pop-up window. On a pop-up window, we can have menu items or menu. If we see in design patterns, it comes under structural design pattern and it comes under composite design pattern. So composite design pattern in the sense menu can contain menu and it can contain menu item. So menu can compose menu or menu items. So menu can compose itself and it can compose menu item. That is the leaf, that is the end item. So this follows composite design pattern. Now menu are of two types. Generally it is in use in QML. One is on header, that is on menu bar, menus are placed. If you click on those, then it will bring a pop-up window, and on pop-up window there can be menu or you can call sub-menu, and there can be menu item. Menu items are clickable. Sub-menu will produce another pop-up. So menu bar is one area. One is context menu. If you right click, then it brings you a menu at the position where the mouse cursor. So that is context menu. Behind the scene, it is same menu and menu item. So three things: menus are pop-up, and it can contain menu and menu item. Menu items are buttons, whereas menus are pop-up. It follows composite design pattern, and menu can be in two types, one in a menu bar and another as a context menu. So that will. We are talking about menu in QML. This is Linux Mint. We'll go point by point. Menu is a pop-up window. Menu contains other menu or leaf element menu item. Menu item is a button. So there are two things. One is menu, that is a pop-up window. In typical, this is a normal case where in menu bar there is a title, and if we click on this, we get a pop-up window. This is pop-up window. This is a sub menu. Again, this is a pop-up window. So this is menu window, menu pop-up window, and this is one thing. Second thing is these are menu items. These are buttons, and these are clickables. So menu is a pop-up window, menu item is a button, triggers callback upon click, and menu contains other menu and leaf element. The way here it is. So this is one menu called file. This is pop-up window. It contains a sub menu, again a pop-up window, and two clickable menu items are there. Okay, so if we see the inheritance, then there are two things. One is menu and other is menu item. Menu item derives from abstract button, control, finally from item. So menu item is an item, menu item is a control, menu item is a button, whereas menu is a pop-up and is a Qt object. So this is the scenario. Okay. So menu comes in two modules, one in Qt Quick Controls and another is in Qt Labs. So we are discussing Qt Quick Controls. Menu derives from pop-up and then it is Qt object. And if we see menu item, then menu item, this menu item is another one. Okay, we'll see the control one. This is what. So menu item also comes in two modules, and one is in Qt Labs and one is Qt Quick Control. So we are seeing Qt Quick Control. Menu item is abstract button, and then finally it derives from item. So item to control, abstract button, and menu item. One guy also derives from menu item. That is menu separator. Menu separator itself is a menu item. So this is inheritance fundamentals. Finally, item derives from Qt object. Qt object is mother of all classes in QML, and it instantiates Q quick item, and Qt object instantiates Q object, and Q quick item also instantiates from parser status, QQML parser status. So this is the inheritance scenario. Two flavor menu comes. One is in menu bar, that is kind of ubiquitous, and many people, they can see that it is available in many applications. And one is context menu. So context menu, if we right click, then we get the context menu. This is pop-up, menu pop-up. This is sub menu. This is menu item. This is menu item, 3 menu item, 1 sub menu, again pop-up, and 2 menu item. Same menu can be represented in menu bar. So this white bar is menu bar. On that, two menus are affixed, file and edit. If someone clicks on file, pop-up window comes, a pop-up comes, and 1 sub menu is there, again pop-up comes, same thing, and file 1, file 2 are menu items. Here 3 menu items are there. Let's see the designing. So menu follows composite a structural design pattern. So 3 kind of design patterns are there: creational, structural, and behavioral. So it comes under a structural design pattern, and that is a composite design pattern. a menu is a container and compose itself. Menu can compose itself. So a menu can have many submenus of type menu. Menu can compose multiple menu items. These are buttons. Menu item cannot compose a menu item. Menu item cannot compose menu. So menu item is leaf element, whereas menu is container. Can compose itself. Can compose itself. Or it can compose menu item. A menu can be created like a menu is a class, and inside that we have a menu item, submenu, and again one menu item. In the submenu we have one menu item. Since menu items are clickable, it can trigger event. A menu can contain actions corresponding to menu item, and it can be customized through delegate. So delegate menu item, and then each menu item can be customized. Since menu item is a control, its background and so a menu can be customized in this fashion. Okay, so finally we develop one application where menu will come in menu bar and menu will come in context menu. So this is the skeleton of the that's it. So we'll develop a kind of a menu bar where clicking on a menu, it brings a pop-up, and then there will be submenu clicking. So the way it will be same. Since it is a file, there will be a new open recent. Open recent would be recent opened file. Clicking on it will bring the file, otherwise like this. Okay, I think it is understandable. It has three menu items. One is new for new file, one is open recent, and one is open. And open recent would whatever is opened recently. Open would be to click on open and it would bring the file. A new, we can edit a new file. So this is what we are going to achieve now. So we'll start. Okay, and it's empty. So we'll say my menu.qml, and we will now import whatever we want. Qt quick dot controls. That's it. And now we will have an application window. Application window provides application window. So application window is a window. In other sessions we have mentioned application window, and application window has menu bar. It has menu bar. This is what we are going to use. It's an item. Application window is a window, and it instantiates Q-Quick window, Q window. So it is actually the widget, final widget. So we'll say application window. We have to specify visible equal to true. menu bar. Since we want menu to be present as a context, and here also we will have same menu. So we'll just place a menu bar ID. Menu bar ID. This menu bar is we are going to define down the line, and there will be a mouse area. Anchors dot fill parent accepted buttons qt right button if mouse dot button equal to qt. This is for context menu. Right button menu id dot x. So we'll define menu equal to mouse x and menu id dot y equal to mouse dot y. Menu dot open. Okay, so this is menu bar, and this is context menu. Both we have written. Now what is required is we have to write the menu skeleton. So we'll say menu id, what we have written here. Menu id. Okay, so finally we are here and we'll continue typing. Now we have so we'll have a property where expos, because menu if we do right clicking, menu position would change and it should come back to the original position if we want through menu bar. So that is the idea. And property where ypos, title, as per the design we have file, and now we'll do menu item. Now we'll have two menu item and one sub menu. Menu item, and its text would be qstr new. So on triggered we'll leave right now, just a skeleton we'll put. So we have another one, and it is title is qstr open recent. This is what the design is, open recent, and it will have two menu item, file 1. These are recent files. file 2. Menu is over. We'll have another menu. Menu item, text, open, and that's it. So menu is over. Now quickly menu bar will say, so menu bar equal is id menu bar id component uncompleted add menu id, and so our application is over. We'll open the file. What we did, application window, width and height, visible true, menu bar is menu bar ID, and mouse area, accepted button, right button, on clicked mouse, mouse button equal to Q, right button, and then X, Y, menu ID X, menu Y is mouse X and Y, menu ID open. Now in menu we have the structure, property X pos, Y pos, and title, and then one menu item, then menu, and then menu item. Okay, now we'll add the reason why we brought the X pos and Y pos is X equal to X pos and Y equal to Y pos. So this is, we are remembering the X position and Y position. Okay, and we'll add component uncompleted. Component uncompleted. X pos equal to X and Y pos equal to Y. Okay, so we'll see this file here so that it should be more clear. Okay, we are here and we wrote menu. We have only one file, my menu, and this is what we have written now. Qt quick control application window menu bar and mouse area. Okay, so application window, mouse area, and then we have menu. It has two variables, X property and Y, X and Y pos. And when this menu is completed, we are remembering the X and Y, what is the default position of the menu. And this default position is required, like if someone is on context menu and he is closing the context menu, at that time X and Y would come back to its original position. So this creates problem sharing the same menu bar. So what we are doing now, if we see, we have now if we see application window, we have a menu bar. Menu bar is menu bar ID, and in menu bar we are adding add menu, adds menu ID. So we have created one menu. Okay. So we have created one menu. One menu we have created, and this menu would come in menu bar, and same menu would come as a context menu when we right click in the mouse area. When we right click, same menu would come. Menu ID is only one. So in menu bar, menu bar is menu bar ID, and here we are adding the same menu item. So one menu is coming in menu bar and same menu is coming in the context. So this is the idea. Now if we see the graphics again here, image again, one menu is attached to menu bar and same menu is attached to context menu, same menu. This is what we are doing. Now we have one menu which has ID, and this menu is described in the menu bar and in the context menu, that is menu ID open, and in the menu bar we have added this menu. So menu bar we have added this menu. So in the menu bar we have added this menu. So both places. Now we can try executing it. So we'll copy main.py, generic main.py. Now we'll execute Python 3. Okay, it comes and it's there. And I think we can zoom in. Okay, so it's pretty visible. And now menu comes, new, open recent, and then file 1, file 2 and open. Now I am going to right click over it. Menu comes. Same menu, both location. If I change menu, it will change at both location. So that is the design. Now if I click here, it will come here. This is the idea behind introducing Xpos and YPOS. So we have menu and we have context menu. So if we see menu item, we have two, Xpos and YPOS, and this Xpos and YPOS is remembered when menu is completed, and this is always used when menu is getting close to come back to its original position, that is the menu bar position. Okay, if I click here, menu comes here. Now if it closes down, menu comes to original position, so that if I click here, then it comes back to normal. So this is about creating a menu. Now we'll implement a small file opening kind of. It should really work. I mean, there should be a real example where it should really work. So what we are going to do is we would add a few things. So we'll we'll add one text area. So we'll bring one text area here. So as per the design, we'll bring a text area here, and it will really open a file and bring in the text area. So it should really actually work. That is the idea behind it. So my menu, and we'll introduce one text area kind of here. So probably we can edit through add only. Okay, so we'll we will edit where menu bar here we'll edit. So we'll have a scroll view, and its ID would be kind of text area scroll view ID, and focus width would be parent width by 2, height would be parent height by 2, anchors dot right parent dot right. So we are bringing in right side, and vertical center would be same, anchors dot vertical center parent dot vertical center. Initially it won't be visible, so let it be visible. And now we'll have a text area. Point size 22. Background color is rectangle, where color is E0, E0, E0. So this is our great text area. Now we introduce a scroll view. ID is there, text area scroll view ID, width is parent height half, and vertical center parent vertical center, and text area inside that. So it's a text area is scrollable, and background is this. Now we'll go to new, we'll fill up the new. So here so we'll say on triggered, text area scroll view ID dot. So on triggered would be we are inside the menu. So text area ID dot text equal to empty, and we'll make it focus. So text area ID dot force active focus. So we'll execute this. If we want to see code here, we can see. Okay, so now we added one scroll view. We added one scroll view, and in scroll view we provided the ID and anchors, and then take a text area where background is something, and in menu, so when we go to menu, we added trigger for the new, and text area ID text is nothing, and it will take active focus. So we are bringing one I think we can make initially, probably we can make visible equal to false, and it should be visible afterwards. Just little bit fancy, nothing else. Visible equal to false, and it would, once it is triggered, it would make text area scroll view ID visible equal to true. So we'll execute. Okay, it comes. We'll say new, I think new, and there is a, I think it should be visible. There is one area. So we'll make it C. Okay, I'll click again. From file also we can do, if I say new, one area comes here. So it's a new file. Now I can say I am a new file to be edited. So this is the idea behind. So new is working. Okay. From here also I can say new, then it brings a new file. Now we would implement open. Okay, so we'll implement open. So we have done new, and we'll fill the open two files. The open recent will fill. I think better would be if we just fill the open. So this is what we need to fill now. On triggered, text area scroll view ID dot, if it is not visible, then visible equal to true. Text area ID dot force active focus. Now open will bring a file dialog. File dialog ID, we'll have a file dialog, and file mode equal to Qt Labs dot file dialog dot open file, and file dialog ID dot open. Okay, so we'll see Qt Labs. Now we'll import Qt Labs, because file is here also, and Qt Labs contains menus also, and it should not clash, so we'll say as labs. Qt Labs platform, Qt Labs. And file dialog, file mode, Qt Labs, file dialog, open file mode, and open. Now open should open. We'll add a file dialog as per the design. Probably we can open here. Qt Labs dot file dialog, and ID is file dialog ID. On accepted, once we click OK, and menu ID. So we'll have a function in the menu ID called a recent file open, file dialog ID dot. So this is the file it is returning. Okay, so file dialog on accepted, it calls recent file open, will introduce a function and passing the file whatever is selected. So that we'll see. So we will place in menu a function. So menu is up to here. Function recent file open, file name, and here we have to once it triggers, then we have to call opening the file here. Okay. So our open triggers the open, and it comes here, and so it would be kind of text area ID dot text equal to file name. So we have to bring the file name data. We'll have a Python file which would bring the file IO is not possible. So we have already done file IO through Python. So we'll have one file IO ID and kind of file string, and we'll have a regular expression in Python, and these things are already done. So I'll just copy those files here. So kind of if it is like this, and the file name, it is a URL in QML, and text area would populate. I think this is for recent code. Probably I can mask it and copy it, paste it here for simplicity. Then we'll proceed. So when file dialog is accepted, text area text is file IO ID, file string, and whatever file we name we pass it. Here we'll have one file IO ID, file IO ID. Okay, we'll copy this code RE and file IO. RE here and file IO here. Now we have main.py and 4 files are there. So main.py now we have to modify to adjust this. So we will modify main.py. Here we'll say QML register register type. So one thing that will import, and here after QQ application engine probably will import REM, from REM import RE, and from file IO import file IO. So one is regular expression Python that we are using on that side, and one is file IO. And down the line, after QML application engine, QML register type file IO. File IO is module now, and file IO is class also. And then engine.root context, set context property RE instance, that will instantiate now, RE instance equal to RE QML register type file IO, and RE and root context set context property RE instance. So now it should be available on other side. So if I say my menu, here I need to import file IO. Now file IO is available here, file IO ID, and here RE is available as regular expression. So these are the two files. REM is for regular expression. These presentations are available, and file IO for file IO import. So we'll use this file string which would return the actual data in a string. And my menu, what we have done is, now we implemented open would make it visible equal to true, force active focus, and then open the file dialog, and file dialog would bring the text area as file IO ID file string. That's it, we can execute. Okay, so I am going to say open force active focus. Okay, force active focus. Okay, so we'll try open. Oh, it brings a, now just click on file IO. File name is not defined. AT. So this is file dialog id.file, what is returned. We'll try again. Oh, it comes. So it works. Now I would say file open and another file, and it changes. Now here only I'll click and say open another file called and it changes. This is RE class RE, and if I bring main.py, and it is changing. So open is working. So menu is workable thing in QML. Either I can click from here, I can say new, it goes away, I can type in, or I can bring in something and it comes. We can see the file. So nice. We can bring other way also, open, and then my menu QML file. This is our code. What is remaining now is that it should be, now menu item we tried, 2 menu items are working. Sub menu should work, and file 1 and file 2 should be clickable. Nothing is happening. Open recent, just showing file 1, file 2. It should open, show the actual file. That is the idea. So we will fill this menu. Okay, we will fill this menu. We will give one ID, recent file open, or menu item ID1 and menu item ID2. Property where file URL undefined, same thing here. Okay. Now we'll say on triggered if file URL not equal to undefined, then text area ID dot text equal to file IO ID file string and file URL. We'll copy this there also. Now we have filled our open recent files, and here we have introduced file URL undefined text, and if it is triggered, if URL is not undefined, so that this will fill later, then it would bring the text area text would be whatever the file URL is, and here also text area text whatever the file URL is. So this is the code for this. Now we'll fill recent open file, this code. Menu item ID2 dot text equal to menu item ID1 dot text, menu item. Okay, so file URL now this is to recent most, so menu item ID 1 dot text equal to RE substitute so we'll extract the only file name. and it will be only the complete path, and so we'll call menu item id1 dot triggered. So this is the function, and we'll call this function from here. From file dialog. So we don't need this. So whenever file dialog, whenever we say open, it will call menu id recent file open and pass the file name. And in the recent file open file name, first it will take the menu id 1 text and file URL. Menu id 1 text, whatever file name comes, the actual file name will push, and file URL, the Unix URL will push. And id1 triggered we will call, and in the triggers in file there, file URL is there, it should be callable. So I think we have finished the code. We'll try running it. Now we'll open file. Recent file open is not a function. Recent file open, file name, menu id recent file open, file id 93. Recent file open is a function. Recent file open okay, so we have placed inside the sub menu itself 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 here 2 3 4 5 6 7 ready, and it should come here. It should come here. Now it belongs to menu id. We'll browse through the code. Now I can open, and file is opening. Okay, if I see recent, file IO is coming. If I open again another file, my file coming. If I see recent, both files are coming. So the idea is working. Now I can have same thing from here, file, new, I can type in a new file. We are not saving it just for brevity, and right click, open a file, file IO, file is opened, and in recent, file IO is coming. This is the most recent. If I open it another one, rem, file is coming, and in recent, rem is there. File O become next recent. Now if I click on file IO, file is changing. So everywhere it's working. New is working, open is working, and open can browse the code as per promise. Okay, so quickly we'll go through the code. We have application window, and then mouse menu bar for menu bar, mouse area for right for context menu. Then we have menu. We filled everything. In the menu we filled everything. Now we have actual menu where we filled everything, and we have a function in the menu, and this function actually tackles with the recentmost file open. Then we have a menu bar and a scroll view text area, Then we have Qt file dialog to open the file, and file IO for file IO. So this is the code. File IO and file dialog, text area, menu bar, and menu, and then menu bar here, and this is for context.